Were you fearful of Minister Senzo Mchunu? That powerful question from Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga has left many South Africans talking. Was there fear, pressure, or something more behind the testimony? The hearing took a dramatic turn as tough questions demanded clear answers. Stay with us as we break down every key moment and what it could mean going forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Of the minister?
Not at all, and that is
Why then did you not write such a letter?
That is why I said, Chair.
Sorry, you spoke over me. Why then did you not write such a letter?
That is why I said, Chair, we'd have to look for the letter that the response. What did I write in my response to the minister?
But surely, sorry. But surely, that letter could not possibly have said, Minister, we are not going to do anything about this because there's no Section 27 referral, because that would have been at variance with or at odds with you instructing Mr. Perumal to follow up with Mr. Adams. So that letter, even if we were to look at it, it's not likely to have said what I'm suggesting you ought to have done. So do you think that letter is going to assist you?
I'd have to look at the contents.
Do you think it's going to assist you as you sit there, seriously? Do you think it's going to assist you?
Not at all.
It cannot possibly do so. It cannot possibly do so because such contents would have been, as I say, at odds with the instruction you gave to Mr. Perumal. You agree?
I agree, Chair.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Can I just follow up on that? And I want to make a proposition to you that when you look at the letter from Mr. Nkabinde, as you agree, it says nothing. It says, I attach a copy of written correspondence from Mr. Adams to the minister, not to you. And then it gives a list of cases. It says allegations contained therein implicate very senior members of the SAPS and are viewed in a serious light. And case dockets were registered, and he gives you those case dockets. And then he says, due to the nature of the allegations made by Fadil Adams, Honorable Fadil Adams, which is deemed to be quite sensitive and which contains allegations of criminal misconduct, this office requests the investigating director to consider investigating the same. And then the last is, you will advise him what you're doing. You'll advise Mr. Adams. Now, for you, the proposition that I want to make to you is for you to instruct Chief Perumal to speak to Mr. Adams. You must have had sight of these emails for you to form a view that there is possibly a matter that falls within our Section 27. You must have looked at MK 15 to 82. Otherwise, your decision doesn't make sense. That just on MK 16, you say to Mr. Perumal, speak to Mr. Adams. When 16 says nothing, as the chair says. It doesn't allege what crime it speaks about. Allegations are sensitive. It doesn't tell you anything. So you don't know whether they're talking about theft of a notebook on MK 16. Could have been anything. So it cannot be. And I would be surprised if you acted on MK 16 to say to Mr. Perumal, speak to Mr. Adams, so that we can get an affidavit from him. That conduct of yours to say to Mr. Perumal, to Chief Perumal, speak to Mr. Adams, makes sense only if you've seen these emails and you've seen that there are allegations of interception of dockets. As you were starting to say that the email seems to speak to corruption of sorts, you have to have seen this. That's my proposition to you, that you must have seen these emails by the time or before you spoke to Perumal, and that's what informed you saying to Mr. Perumal, speak to Mr. Adams. What do you say to that?
I can't disagree with you, Commissioner Bala.
Thank you.
Sorry, let me just follow up on a response you gave when I engaged you. So in the end, you accepted that you could not possibly have written a letter to the minister saying there's nothing we can do in the absence of a Section 27 referral. So you accepted your letter could not possibly have said that. I asked you, did you act in the manner in which you did because you were fearful of the minister? And I thought your response was in the negative, correct?
Correct.
If you were not fearful of the minister, why then did you act? What motivated you to act in circumstances where there was nothing in the content of the letter from the minister? You were not fearful of the minister, as you suggest, but you still went ahead regardless and gave the instruction that you gave to Mr. Perumal. What motivated you? What was the motive behind your action? If it was not fear of the minister, what then was the motive for you to act in the manner in which you did?
Is to follow up on, is there a Section 27?
Is that all you asked Mr. Perumal to do?
That is all, because there's a reference to a Section 27. There is no Section 27. Mr. Perumal to contact Mr. Adams to find out if there's a 27 or to get a 27.
Did you say this before, or are you saying it for the first time? If you did say it, I may have not heard you. What I'm referring to as to whether you are mentioning it for the first time now is whether your instruction to Mr. Perumal was for him to find out if there was a Section 27 referral. Did you say that before?
No, Chair, I didn't say that before.
You are saying it for the first time now. I would have expected you to say that much earlier, but I will leave it at that.
I'm reading again.
Sorry?
Sorry, I was reading again and going through what it asked.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Advocate sorry, one last one. Do you see that as far as the minister is concerned, his letter was the Section 27 referral? Because if you look at the heading, they say referral and request for investigation in terms of Section 27. So as far as the minister was concerned, this is the Section 27. So the appropriate answer from you would have been, this does not comply with Section 27. That's the end of the story.
In fact, to add to that, nothing in this letter leads you to Mr. Adams. As Commissioner Khumalo says, it is the ministry that is referring and purporting to refer in terms of Section 27. And if you were going to ask for a Section 27 affidavit, it is from Mr. Nkabinde that you ask for, because he's the one that's purporting to refer. It doesn't direct you to Mr. Adams. The complaint has been laid with them, and Nkabinde says, I'm lodging a Section 27 complaint. And you have no business, at least on the basis of this letter, to go to Mr. Adams for a Section 27 affidavit. You go to Mr. Nkabinde for a Section 27 affidavit. You say to him, this is not a proper referral. If you want us to investigate in terms of Section 27, as Commissioner Khumalo says, give us an affidavit.
I read it differently, Commissioner Baloyi.
How do you read it differently?
It says referral and request for investigation in terms of Section 27. And he does make reference to the Honorable Fadil Adams. We don't have anything from Fadil Adams. And so the request to Perumal to get a Section 27 from Fadil Adams is based on the referral and request for investigation in terms of Section 27.
Mr. Nkabinde is asking you to investigate. Mr. Adams is not asking you to investigate. He has not communicated with you. He hasn't. Even on the version which on the proposition that I made to you, that you must have seen the emails that he sent to the minister, even on that, he's not directing anything to you. it is Mr. Nkabinde. He raises his complaint with the minister. That's what he does.
Yes.
The minister's chief of staff lodges with you a complaint, and he calls it a Section 27 complaint. The only reference he makes to Mr. Adams is to say, we've received, the minister has received a complaint from Mr. Adams. Please investigate. And I refer this to you in terms of Section 27. So the person that must give you the affidavit is Mr. Nkabinde, and it's not apparent why you thought that this is a complaint to IDEC from Mr. Adams, because it's not a complaint from Mr. Adams to IDEC. At this point, it's not.
I see where you're going to, Commissioner Bala.
It's like this,
But
Advocate
no,
Johnson.
sorry. Do you agree? Do you agree?
I agree with her interpretation, yes.
Thank you.
It's like this. So Mr. Adams writes to the minister's office. He's unhappy about the 4 dockets, and he asks the minister's office to intervene. So the minister's office has at least 3 choices. One is the inspectorate, the other one is IPID, and the other one is IDEC. So they have those 3. So far you are with me, you agree?
I agree.
Based on the nature of the allegations, as vague as they are, they have those 3 options. The minister's office then picks one, and they say, we pick IDEC. And we will do a referral to IDEC in terms of Section 27 of the NPA Act. It's not Mr. Adams who says, I choose IDEC. It is the minister's office, based on what we see in this letter. Do you agree so far?
I agree so far.
Yes. And they say, as far as the minister's office is concerned, the allegations in the correspondence by Mr. Adams, they regard them as quite sensitive. That's the minister's office. And they contain allegations of criminal misconduct. That's the minister's office. They then say, this office, that is the minister's office, this office requests Advocate Johnson to consider investigating the matter. That's the last paragraph on 310. So do you see that it refers to this office being the minister's office? Do you see that?
I see that.
And it is the minister's office that is asking IDEC to investigate.
Correct.
Yes. So the request is by the minister's office. And they say Adams was advised to await Advocate Johnson's decision, a decision on the request by the minister's office.
Yes.
Do you accept that? Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. If I could just add, and what the Minister's Office requested IDEC to investigate is the alleged interception of the dockets. That's it. Not the allegations set out in the respective dockets. That was never the request to you. Do you accept that?
I accept that.
So if you understood the request to be an investigation into the alleged interception and interference of dockets opened by Mr. Adams, that surely should have been the confines of your investigation. Whether or not dockets were opened and intercepted, whether there has been interference with the dockets, regardless of the content of the dockets. Because otherwise you would have been investigating what you were not requested to investigate. Would you accept that your investigation would have been that narrow, would be looking into the interception only?
In terms of this letter, yes.
Yes. So we then, if we look at the emails at 283 and 284, that is consistent with what Mr. Adams complains about in his emails to the minister. It is the interception. After tea, perhaps you will shed light on having solicited the Section 27 affidavit as IDEC did, how do we end up with claims of Kumalo Lushaba Madondo siphoning money from the secret account fund, with cover-ups of General Lushaba's incident, with the appointment of a lady working at BMW in a sensitive post? How does that fit into the request, specific request made to you of interception? Why is Mr. Adams's affidavit not confined specifically to the complaint he had laid with the minister? Was that at the instigation by IDEC? It can only be at the instigation of IDEC. So there is Mr. Adams' complaint of interference, and then there seemingly is a parallel investigation attached to that complaint initiated by IDEC. Is that where we are at?
I'm going to come back to you after tea because I'd have to speak to Mr. Perumal about what he spoke to Mr. Adams about and how we arrived at this.
No. You will come back.
At that point, perhaps let's take the adjournment and come back at 11:35.
Thank you, Chair.
Adjourn.